Shabbat Shalom. So good to have you all here. Let's hear a nice full one, and you at home as well. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
And we welcome, very familiar to all of us, and one of the family, Jenna McMillan, who's here to beautify the service and sing the end of the service for you. So how wonderful it is to be with her, to be with all our guests coming in. Come in, take your seats, and we turn to page 4 as we sing Hine Matov Umanayim. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Sheberachim gam yachad, 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 sheberachim gam yachad.
Shabbat Shalom. It really is wonderful for all of us to come here together to celebrate Shabbat, sitting here as brothers and sisters, as one family, as our song says. And truly, it is a spark of light to come here when it's so dark outside. It is dark outside, isn't it? It feels renewing and energetic. And so as we light the candles to mark the beginning of Shabbat, we invite Natalie Blatnikoff to come forward, and we turn to page 13.
Light is the foundation of life, yet impossible to touch. Light is flowers growing and fruit trees blossoming, photosynthesis and rainbow shimmering. Light is energy and romance, enlightenment and lightning. Light is red and violet and magenta and blue. Lasers and campfires, warmth and illumination, the sunset and the dawn. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Asher Kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, eternal source of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot and commands us to kindle the lights of Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, Vetzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. We turn to page 34 for Lechadodi. Lechadodi likra
Shabbat tchila lecha Adoni nikrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela lecha Adoni nikrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela.
Turn to the bottom of page 41. May these prayers change me, this community work through my spirit. May the symbols around me shine in my heart, the words of Torah light up my eyes. May these friendships flow through me like a wave, this family move me like a full moon.
May these prayers change me so that my life becomes a joyful song. Yitgadal v'yitgada shemei Rabbah v'yalma divrat rutev yamlich malchutei v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael Bagala, Bagala, u'vizman karim v'meru, Amen. Yehi shmei Rabba mevorach, le'olam ramei almaya, yitbarach, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitbar, v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar, v'yitaleh, v'yitalal, shemei dekudesha, richu, leila mikol bechata v'shirata, Shushbechata v'nechemata damiran ve'alma v'imeru amen. La 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 Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMivorach Baruch Adonai HaMivorach HaMivorach Le'olam Va'ed HaMivorach HaMivorach Le'olam Va'ed.
Please be seated. We continue on page 45. Our kind deeds are used by God as seed for the planting of trees in the Garden of Eden. Thus, each of us, by our deeds, has the power to create our own paradise. Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim. Blessed are you, O God, who makes the evening fall. And we continue on page 49. We are loved by an unending love. We are guided by the still small voice within us. We are loved by an unending love. A ner tamid to be tended from generation to generation. And a gentle love. Giving meaning to our existence, structure to our lives. And of all the generations who have embraced their covenant.
Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael. If you're lost, you feel afraid, and you don't know what to say, then listen, listen to our God. Is there a question on your mind? Is the answer hard to find? Then listen, listen to our God. Listen with all your heart and soul, and with all your might. Write them and learn them and teach them well, every morning and night. Close your eyes and listen.
Quiet yourself, there's nothing to say. Stop all the chatter that gets in the way and listen, listen to our God. When the wind and the thunder finally disappear, there's still a voice that you can hear if you listen, listen to our God. You can hear it from the top of the highest hill or from the valley below. It can come from the edge of the universe. It can come from within your soul. Close your eyes and listen.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod, Shem Kevod our God.
Listen, listen to our God.
As you're seated, we continue on 57.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, הייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. Amen.
We continue reading together the prayer at the bottom of page 61. Standing at the waters of the Red Sea, at the Mason-Dixon line, at the walls of the Warsaw Ghetto, the Berlin Wall, the wall that separates men from women, the privileged from the persecuted, perpetrator from victim, the master from the slave, we cry out as did our ancestors in ancient days, let my people go, let all God's people be free, so that we may dance and sing together once again at the shores of the Red Sea. We remember these moments of miracles on page 62 as we join in Mi Chamocha.
Mi chamocha, mi chamocha, mi chamocha, ba'elim Adonai. Mi chamocha, mi chamocha, mi ונאמר kifada Adonai Jacob Ugealo miyad chazak mimenu Baruch ata Adonai Gaal Yisrael.
On page 64, we continue together. Cause us, our Creator, to lie down in peace, and raise us up, O sovereign God, to renewed life and peace. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Guide us with your good counsel. Be our shield of mercy and of peace. Baruch atah Adonai, hapores sukat shalom aleinu, v'al kol amo Yisrael v'al Yerushalayim. Blessed are you, Adonai, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over all your people Israel, and over Jerusalem. We turn to page 65 now as we continue with the song of Shabbat.
V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, lasod et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, lasod et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael, oti leolam, oti leolam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, lasod et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, lasod et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Uvayom hashvi'i Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash. V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, lasod et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. We rise again on page 68.
Adonai sefetai tiftachu u'fiach tehillatcha. Eternal God, open my lips that my mouth may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avoteinu v'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Isaac, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, Elohei Rachel, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Ha'akol, V'zocher Chasei Avot v'imahot, U'mevi geula livnei v'neihem, Lema'an Shemo ve'ahava, Melech Ozer u'Moshia u'Magen. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'Ezrat Sarah. Amen.
Together on page 69. Prayer invites us to let God's presence suffuse our spirits, to let God's will prevail in our lives. Prayer cannot bring water to parched fields, nor mend a broken bridge, nor rebuild a ruined city. But prayer can water an arid soul, mend a broken heart, and rebuild a weakened will. Baruch atah Adonai Machayeh HaKol. Blessed are you, O God, who renews all things.
Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'chol yom yahalucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el HaKadosh. As you're seated, we pray silently.
Continue now with the Misha Berach on page 83. So often we spend a lot of our time as clergy visiting people in the hospital. And often you leave the hospital feeling better than you went in. Especially when you visit young children, sometimes who are in the hospital, and they greet you with a smile. And they're going through often very difficult times in their lives, and yet they smile. They find within themselves that special strength that one cannot even begin to define. So as we think about healing, we recognize that a lot of our individual strength comes from within. And as you think about those you love who are in need of a special blessing, think about how you can add to that wonderful warmth of love that often those who are ill share with us. We sing on page 83 the Misha Berach together.
May the source of strength, who bless the
Shabbat Shalom. It was about 11 years ago that I ventured back to my hometown and to my home state of New Jersey for my 25th college reunion. Now you have to understand that reunions at Princeton University are like nothing you've ever seen before. These people are crazy, including the fact that they have special jackets made up for, beautiful sartorial jackets made up for every single class. And to show you how crazy they are, the lining of this jacket is a special lining that was made for the class. It has imprinted on it the names of everyone in the class of 79, including my own name, which happens to be right in the armpit, by the way. So it is. I wasn't very popular at Princeton, what can I tell you? So I'm at this reunion, and we're having a nice time, and I see over eating with his son, Billy Ford from Detroit, and who was in my class, and I went over to him and I said, Billy, you know, you may not remember me from our econ class together, but in Detroit, we happened to be on several boards together, and we began to discuss some of the philanthropic work and tzedakah work that we were doing. And at one point in the conversation, I said, Billy, I have to tell you, all these years I've been telling people that I feel a little insignificant about my own accomplishments. I mean, here I am, just a rabbi at a little shul in West Bloomfield. And you know, we were in the same class, and you are the CEO and chairman of Ford Motor Company and the vice president of the Lions, of the NFL team. And Billy, without blinking an eye, looks at me and says, Rabbi, I guarantee you've had a better year than I have. So, given the change in regime, I really believe that my good friend Billy should invite me to become the general manager of the Lions. And I know exactly what I do. I would solve this problem. I would, because here's the truth. No sports team of any kind in any sport will ever win a championship wearing Honolulu blue. Unless it's a hula hoop competition at a luau. Otherwise, it is never going to happen. Change the uniform. They won a championship the year I was born. The year I was born. And by the way, you know, there should be I would also change the team logo. And the team, we should just write Gornished Helfen on the uniform. Just. Instead of saying, you know, hut 1, hut 2, the quarterback would say Nebuch. Anyway, so. But I haven't gotten a call yet. We'll see how it goes. I have a friend, by the way, I think he's here, who Sundays they were ruining his life. He would bark at his wife. He would have fights with his kids. The Lions, he felt, were just ruining his life, and he couldn't root for another team exactly because he was a lifelong Detroiter. And this is true. So what he did, he decided that every single week he bet against the Lions and in favor of any team that they were playing. And since then, he believes that he has found not only happiness, but wealth as well. Right, exactly. Thank you. And on the more serious question, it does make you wonder about the efficacy of prayer. If you think about it, I mean, all of these wonderful Detroiters, saintly, wonderful Detroiters, for almost 60 years have been praying. I mean, forget about a Super Bowl, just one playoff game. You know, that's all we're asking for, right? Just one. And nothing. Gornished. Right? So the question is, how does that happen? And why doesn't prayer actually work? And I have to tell you that I've been really thinking deeply about it. As many of you have heard me teach or preach about Kabbalah, Jewish mysticism. And one of the points I make is that Jewish mysticism, Kabbalah, is misunderstood in this New Age sort of vibe that we give it, that the mystics, the Kabbalists, were never really about, changing the world or making their lives better. They were the spiritual physicists of the universe. They were trying to unlock the code, the actual atoms, which they felt were the Hebrew letters of the universe, break the code and elevate their souls to God. And the question that they wanted to ask God was not, how do I live a better life? But they were physicists. They wanted to know, well, if you're a physicist today and you got an audience with God, what would be the question you would ask God? How was the world created? That's what they were interested in. And I teach that, but I must say there are certain exceptions to that rule. Because there is something, a minor stream of Kabbalism, which we now call practical Kabbalah or applied Kabbalah. So for instance, in some of the Hasidic masters, felt their Hasidim, their students felt that they could affect nature with using Kabbalistic secrets. And there's one story of a great Hasidic master who it is said that if it was raining outside, he could raise his hands to the left, and there would be rain to his left, and he could raise his hand to the right, and there would be rain to his right, but right where he was standing, there would be sunshine. And the Mitnagdim, who were opposed to this, what they felt superstitious cult, the Mitnagdim would tell jokes about the Hasidim. And so there was one joke about the same Hasidic master that one day he was late for Shabbos. He was riding in his wagon, trying to get back to the shtibel on time. He had been delayed. He was riding in a cart. Of course, it's forbidden on Shabbos. And so what does he do? He performs a miracle. He raises his hand to the left, and to the left, it's Shabbos. And he raises his hand to the right, and to the right, it's Shabbos. But right where he's standing, it's Friday afternoon, and he's fine. So you understand, there was a group of people called Hasidim who did believe that they could affect nature using Kabbalistic secrets. And a better example, perhaps, is one of the greatest rabbis of our history, it's Rabbi Judah Loeb, who was called the Maharal, and who was, at the end of the 16th century, the greatest rabbi of his time, operating out of Prague. Now, many of the members here at Temple were with us in Prague just recently, and we went to visit the Altneu Shul, the old new synagogue, which was his shul, and there were some rungs, iron rungs, leading to a closed-up window. And that's because the legend is that in that attic is where the golem is still sleeping. Has anyone heard of the golem before? So the Maharal went up to God's presence to learn how the world was created and learned the secret of how God breathed life into Adam. And in the 16th century, the blood libel was being spread throughout the city. And of course, Jews were in peril, and pogroms were being formed, riots against the Jews. And according to the tradition, the Maharal gathered together some clay into a lump, a huge lump, used the secret incantations that he had learned from elevating his soul to God's presence through Kabbalah, and transformed this lump of clay into a golem. Think of the Hulk, but brown instead of green. It's the golem. And the golem single-handedly protected the Jewish community from the pogroms, from the anti-Semitic riots, and then climbed back up into this attic to be woken again, supposedly, when the Jews are in peril again. Now, the problem with practical Kabbalah, in my opinion, is that if you think about it, if the golem is sleeping up there in the Altneu Shul, I think 1942 would have been a good time to come awake, right? So I must say, with all due respect to the Maharal, it is not my favorite aspect of our Jewish tradition. I do believe it to be superstitious, and it harkens back to an earlier form of prayer that I believe has been superseded. What do I mean by that? I believe that all of us sometimes want to go back to the world before the temple was destroyed in 70 CE, to the days of sacrifice. Why? Because think about it. In those days, God was up there, and you performed sacrifices, and your burnt offerings would waft upward, and God would receive them, and what would come down? Rain, manna, blessings, favor. It was a wonderful sort of relationship. Our prayers go up, our sacrifices go up, and good things come down to us. In 70 CE, however, sacrifices were supplanted with tefillah, with prayer. And many of us still want to think that we can just say, okay, God, you know what? I really, really want a Jaguar XKE in my driveway, and, if you could just do that for me. Actually, right now I'm looking for a pickup truck for my son. That would be great, too. It would be really good if we could do that. But it doesn't seem to work. And that's because tefillah is different than avodah, than sacrifice. How is it different? The word tefillah has a 3-letter root, palel, pei, lamed, lamed. And we believe that palel originally meant to dig, Lehit palel, which means to pray, is actually a reflexive version of that word. So anything in the heat palel, anything in that grammatical form, happens to yourself. So in other words, the word lehit palel, to pray, actually doesn't mean to pray. It means to dig in to oneself. So here's the difference. Sacrifices go up. Where do prayers go? They go in. When we pray, we're supposed to be praying to the God within ourselves, to the God that makes us human, who is the source of our good behavior, who makes us the best people that we can be. There's a phrase that says that you should try to be the change you want to create in the world. That is lehit palel. That when we change ourselves, then we can go out and change the world. Do you see the difference of concepts? Sacrifices go up, prayers go inward. And I would, by the way, while I'm thinking about it, it would be really nice if we could change the world in the way of just, saying some incantations and things. Just imagine, what the Lions could do with the golem. That would be a middle linebacker like you couldn't believe, right? But it's probably not going to happen. So let me just end with one more story by another Hasidic mystic. His name is Menachem Mendel of Rimonov, of the city of Rimonov. And you've heard me tell this midrash before. The question is, what was given at Sinai? And Orthodox Judaism believes it was the 613 commandments of the Torah plus the oral law. And Menachem Mendel says, no, it wasn't even the 10 commandments, like in the movie. Remember, he comes down with the 10 commandments? Not even that. Not even the first commandment, Anochi Adonai Elohechem, I am the Lord your God. But rather, he says, at Sinai, what was given was simply the first letter of the first commandment, which is an aleph, silence. A moment of pregnant, proud, meaningful silence from which the children of Israel understood what God required of them. But when I went to write the God book, I couldn't find the original. And this was a book of original text, and so I found a text by his student, the Rupshitzer Rebbe, the Rebbe of Rupshitz. And the Rupshitzer tells the same story, but then he concludes by saying, and the aleph, and you have to, I don't have a board here, but the aleph is actually made up of a vav, a straight line, and 2 yuds. Can you see an aleph there, right? A vav and 2 yuds. And in gematria, which is Kabbalistic sort of code, in gematria, yud he vav he, the name for God, and the aleph then have the same numerical value. So he says that not only that, so yud he vav he is the aleph, is the sound of silence, and that sound is actually written into our face. Look, we got 2 yuds and a vav. In my case, 2 yuds and a chaf, okay, but nonetheless, 2 yuds and a vav. And then he concludes by saying, and if you go around knowing that you have God, you have yud he vav he, you have aleph in your face, you will be less likely to sin. And that, my friends, is what prayer, I believe, is really all about. So, Shabbat Shalom, and go Lions.
In the silence, in the darkness, I pray, I pray. In my unrest, in my weakness, I pray. Oh, I pray. When I've gone too far, when I try too hard, I pray, I pray. As the years go by, through the tears I cry, I pray, oh, I pray. I pray for truth and understanding, for forgiveness and relief. I pray for faith and hope unending. I pray for strength. I pray for peace. Through the raging storms, on the verge of harm, I pray, I pray. When the white dove calls, when the skylines fall, I pray, oh, I pray. I pray for truth and understanding, for forgiveness and relief. I pray for faith and hope unending. I pray for strength. I pray for peace. Pray for truth and understanding, for forgiveness and relief. I pray for faith and hope unending. I pray for strength. I pray for peace. In the silence, in the darkness, I pray. Oh Lord, I pray.
I pray that she'll keep singing with us. Would you all join me in that prayer for a moment and just let her know how much we love her? Oh, my goodness. That was gorgeous. Thank you, Jenna. I'd like to now invite Joe Beagleman, an officer of our congregation, to deliver the congregational announcements.
Shabbat Shalom. Tuesday, November 10th, Temple invites you to a special screening of the film Nicky's Family at the Maple Theater. This is the forgotten story of Nicholas Winton, an Englishman who organized the rescue of 669 Czech and Slovak children just before the outbreak of World War II. It has earned rave reviews from audiences and critics around the world, winning over 30 awards, including 14 audience awards from the U.S. film festivals. Rabbi Bennett will lead discussion following the film. Contact Kate Bowman to RSVP. The community is invited to join an important presentation on Thursday, November 12th at 7 p.m. Leading experts in human diversity will help us explore gender, wrapping our minds around diversity. The focus will be on gender spectrum, looking at ways that we can acknowledge and work within our own misperceptions about gender. This is appropriate for parents and families with transgender children, educators, social workers, school counselors, and with anyone wishing to learn more about this topic. Join us in welcoming violinist Jonathan Swartz to the Schmear Chapel Chamber Concert Series on Sunday, November 15th at 7:30 p.m. A native of Toronto, violinist Jonathan Swartz has distinguished himself throughout North America, both as a performer and a pedagogue. He has performed at the Smithsonian Chamber of Music Society, Mountains Chamber Festival, the Ottawa International Chamber Music Festival, as well as many other international venues. Come and join the fun and fashion with our Sisterhood's fabulous runaway show and boutiques. The Styling with Sisterhood luncheon is at noon. Shop from 10 a.m. until 3:30 p.m. on Wednesday, November 18th. It's always a great place to buy gifts for yourself and the special people in your life. Brotherhood has put together another great breakfast speaker for us. Nathan Wakefield, an internet security expert, will share his thoughts on how to eliminate computer headaches for all types of businesses. Join us for Cyber Attack and Network Safety Awareness on Sunday, November 22nd at 9:45 a.m. For further information or to RSVP for any of these programs, check the information table as you leave or call the temple office during regular business hours. Please join us after services for the Oneg and Shabbat greetings. On behalf of the officers and the members of the Board of Trustees, I wish each and every one of you a Shabbat Shalom.
This evening we have the special pleasure of inviting a couple who are celebrating their 65th wedding anniversary to help us open the Ark. So I'm going to give you the perfect way to celebrate a special anniversary. Start with Shabbat dinner at Temple Israel. Gather all of your family around you, and then celebrate the joy of 65 years together. And I heard a story told that when our bride was from Windsor and our groom from the city of Detroit, there was a $10 head fee, right? Head tax. Did you know this? 65 years ago, if you brought someone in from Windsor and you were marrying them, you had to pay a $10 head tax. Can you imagine how he's amortized that $10 over 65 years of love, of blessing? We'd like now to turn to the Aleinu as we invite Sadie and Abe Commissar to come forward to open the Ark for us as we rise for the Aleinu on page 189. We sing together, and all the youngsters come join us also.
Aleinu l'shabech l'adon hakol, latet gerula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu kegoye haratzon, velo samanu kemishbechot hadama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, vegor aleinu kechol hamonam, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
Please be seated. I made all the grandchildren come up. Not a bad thing. At this point in our service, we also remember those who have been a blessing to us as a congregation and as a community. We remember them. We recall the love that we shared with them, for they are always in our hearts. As we mention the names of those who have died during the past 30 days, the period of Shloshim: Marian Aptekar, Sharon Bergman, Newton Berlin, Francis Bleckman, Basil Borax, Dr. Easton Brodsky, Alexander Bruni, Mildred Chad, Gertrude Cohn, Charles Costa, Dr. Robert Curhan, Anita Bloom-Dorfman, Dr. Robert Feldman, Hilda Gins, Raymond Goldman, Stacy Feig Jacobson, Dr. Gerald Kahn, Dr. Thomas Covan, Charles Coven, Shirley Kramer, Dr. Henry Crystal, Florence Lockman, Norma Lane, Arthur Lempert, Harold Lempert, Alan Malbin, Alan Miller, John Mulhern, Joanne Randall, Ronnie Schiffer, Bruce Schlussel, Eleanor Selvin, Irving Shanbaum, Norman Summers, Robert Stillman, Swanhild Swanee Vaniter, Donald Velick, Jackson Williams, Abe Winogren, Barbara Lurie Yaffe. We recognize the Yortsites of Oshie Baker, Norman Blatt, Nathan Cowan, Sylvia Deutsch, Charlotte Engelson, Max Fry, Dr. Robert Goldberg, Joseph Goodstein, Michael Brian Hendon, Stanton Harry Hutton, Daniel Norman Kramer, Mark Elliott Kramer, Saul Koretsky, Harry Levitt, Kaylee Loss, Charlotte Rosenberg, Alex Roth, Arthur Rubin, Mabel Schneider, Stephen Selfan, Hyman Silver, Edith Steinberg, Norman Stillman, Sarah R. Schweitzer, Bernard Tarnow, Julia Saul Taylor, Weston Weber, Shirley Willens, William Ford Baines, Pearl Blazowski, Edward Johnson, Irene Herlick, Norman Golden, Saul Stein, Helen Wallach, Elaine Lowenthal, Mary Miller, Stanley McGill, Dorothy Block, Cheryl Safe, Jeanette Gross, Irving Goldman, Yetta Young, Gail Shapiro Benson, Abe Chabin, Norma Lane, Tehei Nishmotehen, Surot B'Tzor HaChaim. May their souls and the souls of all of our beloved be bound up in the bond of eternal memory and abiding love. The Kaddish is found on page 199. Yitgadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah v'yalma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayei chon v'yomei chon v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael b'hagala uvizman kori v'yimru Mavorach leolam olomei olmaya Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnasei v'yitadar v'yitale v'yitalal shemei dekudesha brichu li'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechamata damiram de'alma v'yimru amen Yehei shloma rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yimru amen Oseh shalom b'mromav Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. We pray, may the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved among us. And let us say, amen.
We conclude our service on page 204 with Tefillat HaDerech. Shabbat Shalom.